This is James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Reports. Today I want to talk about the biggest leak in world history, the Panama Report that was leaked by WikiLeaks. Now the media seems to be biased on this subject. We all heard in the West that the Friends of Putin has had over 3 billion pounds in offshore banks. Now of course the media freaks out and focuses on Putin and Bashar al-Assad, who the leaks claim that Assad's family also used offshore accounts. They also mention the late great Gaddafi. Now why is this bias? Because the Western media has only been focused on the enemies who was on the list that was leaked. The people they do not mention, like the King of Saudi Arabia, who is the biggest ally in America in the Middle East, who had offshore bank accounts, the leader of Argentina, the leader of Ukraine, and the leader of Iceland. Let's not forget the Prime Minister of the UK, David Cameron, whose father was leaked in the documents. David Cameron, the pig fucker, was actually supposed to do a speech in May about tax avoidance, who has said that tax avoidance was just morally wrong. What a joke that is. You know what I think morally is wrong? Here in America, 53% of every tax dollar goes to the military, which in America, our defense spending is bigger than the next 4 countries combined. For the average American, what all this means is that every dollar you send to the IRS, 53 cents will be going to pay to blow stuff up, fatting the wallets of the generals, bloating the portfolios of investors in the military industries, and of course funding the bonus paid to executives of those companies and the campaign chest and expense accounts of the members of Congress who vote for these outlandish budgets. Your money will also be going to pay for the salaries and bullets of those brave heroes in Afghanistan who are executing kids, killing pregnant women, and digging out the bullets claiming they were stabbed by their families. And for the anti-personnel weapons that are creating legions of legless Afghan kids. This is what your tax dollar is going to. Or the fact that 3 billion American tax dollars goes to fund Israel each year, who is openly committing genocide to the Palestinian people. And I'm sure people are asking themselves right now, what does this have to do with the leaks? It has everything to do with the leaks. Why? Because these people use offshore accounts not to pay their taxes. The same leaders who are telling you that you have to pay more taxes to fund wars are skipping out on paying their taxes. Now, you know what happens when one day I say fuck the government? I refuse to pay my taxes. They will come up, lock me up in jail, and throw away the key. But I guess that's the difference from the 99% and the 1%. If you're part of the 99%, you're supposed to act like nothing's happening when the government comes in taking money out of your pocket. But if you're part of the 1%, the rich, like the 12 leaders named in the Panama Report, or a celebrity like Jackie Chan, then you just can send your money into offshore bank accounts, skipping to pay taxes. What these leaks has shown is how the tax system is a fraud and only focuses on the 99%. If you are part of the 1%, then you could just skip out on taxes. You can afford to put money in offshore bank accounts. So while David Cameron wants to talk about how skipping out on your taxes is morally wrong while openly doing it himself, let's not forget what truly is morally wrong, and that is the tax system in general. They will let people starve in the streets while cutting food stamps or cutting food banks. And they'll say that it's just lazy people who don't want to pay the taxes, who just doesn't want to work, and they're just looking to get government assistance. Even though the taxes in America for government assistance is less than 5%, while most of your hard money is going to fund wars that you might just not agree with, bombing hospitals and women and children instead of helping your fellow neighbor who's going through a hard time. Why do you think the system pushes so much fear on the people? They don't want you to love one another and help each other out. No, they want you to be in fear. Whether that be to fear Mexicans or Muslims or Russians or Iranians or ISIS or Al-Qaeda or Boko Haram or whatever boogeyman they want to come up with next. If you want to control a population, only way to do that is through fear. It's just like the 2 Minutes of Hate in George Orwell's book 1984. That's my little rant today. This has been James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Reports. Subscribe if you're new. Links are below. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Our page is Media on 9/11. Thank you very much.